Hi, I'm John Burns and I run Somerset Hypnotherapy and also the online download site called Gift for Life. I thought I'd add something to the blog, a little bit different this time. In the UK, some of you may have been watching a television program on Channel 4 called Supersize versus Superskinny, and basically it sets up almost an eating contest between somebody who's very grossly overweight and somebody who's much thinner than they really ought to be. And it's kind of interesting, the way things are run. The aim, of course, is to have the thin person eat more and more sensibly, and to have the large person eat less, and so make changes. And as part of this program, one of the reporters has actually been testing out a variety of weight loss methods. She's done everything from lunchtime liposuction to the baby food diet, which didn't go very well, and most recently she went to see a hypnotherapist, and that was kind of interesting for me, so of course I made sure to watch. Perhaps it was a surprise to them, or it really wasn't to me. It worked. She had lost on most of these things about 2 pounds per week, and using hypnotherapy, Anna Richardson had lost 3 pounds. But more than losing the weight, she had also cleaned out her cupboards with the fatty cakes and the fatty biscuits, and had really changed her approach to foods. And I think that's the important point. Many people associate the use of hypnosis with weight loss or slimming, whatever terminology you want to use, but they get confused about how it really works. So I thought I'd spend a couple of minutes just talking about how it really works. The first thing is, typically hypnosis is not going to change your metabolism. It's not going to make you burn calories more quickly. It's not going to make you burn calories more slowly. But it does do something else, and that is to say that it puts your focus and your attention on what you're doing. So often I find that clients who come to see me are eating not because they're hungry, but very often because they're bored, because they're lonely, because they're sad, because there's some emotion that they don't want, and they've learned in a way to self-medicate using food. And of course that's great, because food gives you instant gratification. We love the taste of sweet food, typically, and it diverts us from whatever's going on in our heads just for a few moments. Until we get on the scales, of course, when we find that not only were we feeling a bit sad or a bit lonely or a bit some other negative emotion, but now we're a couple of pounds heavier too. So it's really about using a tool like hypnosis to change one's thought patterns into something that's more useful. So I mean, if you're lonely, make a phone call. If you are lonely, email somebody. If you're feeling a bit sad, go out for a brisk walk. If you're feeling some other negative emotion, take an action which directly impacts on the negative emotion, rather than attempting to use food to medicate it. Now there's more than one component in here, so what also tends to happen is we get habituated into certain styles and ways of eating. So our stomach, which should be about the size of our fist, gets used to the idea that we're going to regularly fill it up, so that it gets stretched, engorged, and we learn to expect bigger and bigger meals. We might snack in the evenings, and we get used to the idea that if we're sat in that chair in the lounge watching the TV, then we are probably going to want the packet of Pringles or the cream crackers or the cheese or whatever it is that you actually eat in the evenings. So that's where hypnosis helps. Hypnosis is great for dealing with habits. It's great for taking away the meaning behind an old habit which has stopped being useful, and putting in place new habits which work more effectively, allowing you to make the changes that you want to make. So, no surprise to me that it worked for this program. The surprise to me was actually the effect it had on my practice. Over the course of about 2 days, I had something like 8 calls, all apparently for the same thing, most unusual, all apparently wanting to lose weight. Nobody actually said they'd watched the program, but I'm reasonably sure that was the driver behind it. So isn't it interesting to know the power of television? It still is seen as the #1 arbiter about truth and fairness and what's right and what's not right. Kind of scary in some regards, but interesting nonetheless. So hypnosis is a useful tool for looking after your weight. It enables you to more effectively deal with emotional situations which in the past might have led you towards eating. It deals with habitual responses which in the past might have had you continue eating given certain outside triggers and stimuli. Hypnosis does not, as far as I'm aware at least, alter in any meaningful way your physiology, but what it does do is get you a real good handle on your own habits and your own goals as well. So if you'd like to find out more, if you'd like to find out how I can help you, you can call me directly if you're local to where I am in the UK, based in Somerset, 01935 700 333, or if you just want to download a hypnosis track, then go to gift4life.com, www.gift4life.com. Hope you've enjoyed this.